Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another unboxing for Black Rose Wars Rebirth. This is for the stretch goal Kickstarter stuff. I'll eventually link to GameFound, but the stretch goal content from the campaigns. So yeah, this is what's really neat is they put it in one big giant box with 6 mini expansions. So each one kind of like works the same way as the previous like retail expansions do. Same size boxes. They almost all have at least one mage in them. Plus then they have maybe a spell school of cards, or they'll have an avatar, or some other cool mechanic of the game. The box is also referred to as, so we can get this to focus, is ROTAS. Or ROTAS, which is the first name on there. So I don't know, it might be Italian. I'm not sure. I know it's Sador, which is the first one, which is the stretch goal box for the name of the original Black Rose Wars game. So Rebirth is ROTAS. It's kind of fun that it's going in backwards order. So I don't know if we'll get the other ones in there or if they are references to some of the other games or not. But yeah, it's a pretty cool big box. It stores all your things. It would almost have been neat if we would have had another box like this to hold the other campaigns. There are 3 more boxes that were the regular goals. And then, like, with a couple of smaller ones, would have been kind of neat if you just would have been able to, like, slide, like, the Apocalypse box in there and then, you know, like, something else, you know, then, like, one of the other ones. And then have, like, this. You could have had, like this one, like, other expansions, and then, like, even, like, the core set. Yeah, there's a really neat pictures on there. Otherwise, it's just a Black Rose. I don't think there's anything different on the bottom. Nope. So yeah, we'll hop through all 6 of these expansions. There's a picture on the inside, which is really cool. So this is just, I'm gonna flip these all around. And we'll have the 6 of them. Last Dynasty, Northwings, Antiquities, Once Upon a Time, Silk Road, and Madness. So, let's go ahead and hop into these. Alright, welcome to the Madness. This is almost like an upgrade pack to the base set, which is a really interesting way to do an expansion in this stretch goal. So we have the legendary Alchemist Knight Rubigo, I'm going to say Rubigo, rages in the log with the sole purpose of looting it and finding the components necessary to complete the Philosopher's Stone formula. Will the mages be able to stop him, or will they be overwhelmed by his fury? So we're getting another knight to fight. Alright, so let's take a look what's in the book here. We're going to get some really cool stuff. Like always, we have 1 new mage only. With your spell card, we're getting a brand new school, the Chaos School, which sounds interesting. Some effect cards for that, some forgotten spells to summon some more forgotten evocations, a brand new room, and some tokens to go with our avatar. And then we will have our avatar, Rubigo, and their command cards. Plus there's our brand new mages. Yeah, and some miniatures. So we're going to do that. So we'll do this as a 2-part video because the schools take a little bit longer to go through, so come back, check out part 2 if you want to see the avatar and all in the room and all their cool stuff. But let's first jump and check out our brand new mage. We have, let's zoom back down in on this, we have Langeful 2, or the second. So he is from another game. I don't remember what game it is, though. It's not one of the Nova Aetas Chronicle games, though. It is from a different series. I think he's kind of like a crossover character. But he has basic stats, 10 health, 8 cards in hand, 2, 2, and 2 for his attack, movement, and quests. But yeah, he looks really cool there, but just wait till you see his miniature. This is pretty awesome. He has some cool green vine tentacles all around him. It's definitely neat. It'll be a pain in the ass to paint, but, you know, that's the fun of it. Yeah, he's got some, a big old staff there. He's blindfolded. Looks like his mouth is sewn shut. He's got a bunch of thingies hanging off him everywhere. Definitely cool. Cool extra miniature to have. So what does he do? He's probably going to work very well with the Chaos spell school we're going to get into. So he has ethereal tentacles. So I thought they're thorns, but I guess they're tentacles. Inflict one damage. You may place a target in space 0 from yourself. Place the Avasium in 1 space from the target. You may place yourself in 1 from the target. Place Avasium. I forgot what Avasium was. Oh, okay, that's one of the tokens we got for the spell school. Okay, so, these are Vasium tokens. So we got 12 of those. We'll look at that in just a sec to they do. Okay, so yeah, inflict 1 damage, place a target, 1 space, and place a Vasium token on the target. You may place yourself in a spot 0 from the target. You place a target space 0 from yourself, and you place a Vasium token in the space 0 from the target. You may place yourself in space 0 from the target. Oh, okay, I get it. So what was confusing is because it's 3 different lines, so it sounds like you keep moving. So basically what you can do is you can move him to you, place a Vasium token wherever they are, regardless if you move them or not, or you may move yourself to them. So if you move them to you, you don't have to move them. If they already have a Vasium token, you don't have to give them another one. Okay, cool. And then on his other side, he has place the target in any space, Chaos. You may then place yourself in a space blank from a Vastum token. Alright, interesting. So let's see what the Vastum token does by looking at our Chaos spell. So we have Chaos here, which has Affliction and Oromancer. So we're going to get some interesting things here. So, if we jump into this, some spells in the school allow you to place a Vastum token in a room. Each room can have a maximum of 1 Vastum token in it. If an effect would place a Vastum token in a room that already has one, resolve the effect without placing a token. Some spells in the school have Chaos keywords in their effect. When a mage resolves a Chaos keyword, they may shuffle their memories into their grimoire. They must then choose a space with a Vastum token inside it and reveal the first card of their grimoire. If the element reveals coincides with one of those listed below, the mage resolves the associated effect of the chosen room, then places the revealed card at the bottom of their own grimoire. Interesting. So if it has Infernal, it does 2 damage. If it has... I keep forgetting what this was. It's the opposite of Infernal. It's like Angelic, but it's not. Place 1 instability in the room. If it's magic, activate the room even if it's used. If it's use any of the ability. Interesting. So when mage suffers chaos, they may shuffle their memories or discard pile into their deck. But then they must choose another Vasto token and reveal the first card of their grimoire. Interesting. So if you're playing this, you're going to probably tend to want to pick cards with those 4 symbols depending on what you want to do. We are going to get a bunch of miniature cards here. So we get 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We get 7. Interesting. But yeah, this is just going to have the chaos effects on there, just so you can have that on your table, so you don't have to keep referring back to this card. So I want to do a quick look before I look at the school cards and the other spell cards here quick. Let's look at his abilities again. Alright, so this is going to let you move your guys around and place Vastum tokens. So you can let yourself move it, or you can place a Vastum token where you are, or place them there. So that way you can activate your abilities. Then on this one, it has, and I'm sure other chaos effects might affect if something has a Vastum or not. And then this one says, place a target space chaos. You may place yourself in a space from others. So chaos, move a model anywhere, which is kind of cool. Then you can chaos, you can go ahead and select one of them, and then you can move yourself to a Vastum token. So you can move around and possibly use a different one. That's pretty cool. Very cool effects. Alright, so then we have some of these. So let's look at these forgotten spells. So we have Final Formula. Summon Rubido, he activates. So like most of the time when you have an avatar, we do get the ability to summon them, which is always fun. And then he has convert 3 damage on each mage, inflict 2 damage on each mage. There's his miniature. Big old extra knight. He's got a bunch of roses all over him. Very cool. He's got big giant like spikes off his back too. That's pretty neat. And his nice big old medieval axe. That's pretty fun. So what does his evocation card look like? It says, when Rubido performs an attack before he puts damage, he converts 3 damage on the target. So he's trying to like get points for defeating you. He's a forgotten construct, so he'll work with other construct abilities as well. 3 movement, 3 attack, and 6 health. That is pretty mean. Awesome. Then we have up next, we have the Shapeless Mass. Summon a Putridum. He activates. Or on the other side, here's a little cadaver. Summon a cadaver. Assign a random upgrade to it. It activates. It activates again. Summon a cadaver. Assign a random upgrade to it. It activates. It activates. So you summon 2 cadavers and they both get to activate twice after you put an upgrade on them. That's pretty neat. So depending on which way you want to go. So there's a Putridum. She's a big giant Frankenstein-esque monster. He's got a ball and chain for a hand. He's got some like big things strapped to him. Shorts are barely hanging on there. I think they're not really meant for a whole lot. That's nuts. Alright, let's see what he does as a Forgotten. So, alright, he says, Pikachu can have up to 3 upgrades assigned. So he's an Undead Forgotten. When you summon, shuffle the upgrade deck and reveal cards, and reveal 3 cards into different names. And assign those cards to Pikachu Shuffle. So he's basically a giant cadaver. So, like, right, we have the regular cadavers, and then we have the, Colossus, and basically he's like even a bigger version of them, a worse version. So he's got 2 movement, 4 attack, and 4 health. I think the Colossus has more health, might have a little bit more damage, but since this guy can get 3 upgrades, he's definitely going to be a pain to fight. Alright, then our last Forgotten spell is Night Falls. Summoning Umbra to the target. Summoning Umbra to the target. Nightmares assigned to your target activate under your control. Then summon a Nocturnus at any space. So this is going to work really well with the Nightmare thing. So I said it's kind of an upgrade. We have Construct guys. We have Undead guys. So we're getting some more of those. On the other side, we have an attack spell. Steal 1 rose from each mage that has more roses than you. Gain 1 rose for each mage that has fewer than you. Nice. So basically, you can get a bunch. That's pretty cool. Then we have a Nocturnus. So this is a giant, like, ultimate Umbra. But he doesn't attack you. He gets to roam the field. The bells on him, the bony skeleton arm, the scythe, or sickle rather, the wood mask. That's definitely cool. Alright, what does a Nocturnus do for us? He is a demon and a Forgotten as well. Other Nightmare evocations cannot activate. Nocturnus has +1 attack for each other model in the lodge that is not in a cell. So 2, 0, and 6. So he starts off pretty weak. But if you can summon a bunch of Umbras and other things, he can do a bunch of extra damage. And he can stop other Nightmares from activating. Which is kind of cool because the way that card works is you summon 2 Umbras, right? Assign Umbra, assign Nightmares assigned to your target activate under your control. So he gets multiple. they can activate, and then you summon him, which then stops them from being activated. That's pretty neat. Alright, we have one more miniature to look at here. Is we have an Albedo. So he was from the original set. But he was only a token, so they did make a figure for him, so you can use him in here. So that's definitely cool. He's got the double sword knight. So that's nice. You have a miniature to work with him. This is, again, a cool upgrade. Is it technically necessary? No, you could use that token. He only summoned, I think, for the avatar. But yeah, this is just another way. So now if you have that, now you can upgrade this. That's why I said this is kind of an upgrade set. So very cool. Alright. So now we're going to look at our spell school. So we already looked at the back of Chaos. We kind of seen what that did. So let's go ahead and go look at all of our cards. As a reminder, 3 copies of every card. So we'll just look at one of each. Let me zoom that back down a little bit. Alright, so we have Shape-Shifting Energy. Inflict 2 damage in place of Astum. Nice. So we're going to get some of those already being put into place. And then inflict 2 damage and do Chaos. So yeah, this, the Chaos tokens will let you do stuff like let you activate inflict damage, place instability, activate a room, or any of them. So just basically it's going to let you do additional effects, which is never a bad thing. Erratic Vortex, place 1 instability in place of Astum, or convert 1 in place of Astum. The Vastum themselves didn't do anything, right? Nope, they just kind of sit there. The only thing they do is for Chaos. They target the room for Chaos. So wherever you place Vastamar is then where you can decide to inflict the damage, place instability, or activate the room. So the more different places you place them, and there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 of them. So you can get a lot out there. You might want to target a bunch of different rooms. So here's place an instability in Chaos or convert 1 in Chaos. Necrotic Plague. Convert 2 damage, place a Vastum in 0 space from the target. So it's like one side's going to create the Vastum, the other side's going to do all the chaosing. Target loses 1 rose and does do a Chaos. Void Wandering. Move the target up to 1 space. Inflict damage equal to the number of Vastum in the lodge. Maximum of 3. Okay, so you only do 3, but still, the only way to just move a guy and do 3 damage isn't bad. Get them out of your way. Or you may remove a Vastum from the target room if you do inflict 3 damage. And that does it to everybody in the room, so I could take out some evocations and stuff too. Mutagenic Madness. Place a Vastum in space 0 from the target. If the target has 3 health or less, it activates under your control. Nice, so targeting evocation. And on the other side we have place a Vastum in 1 space from the target, or Chaos and then Chaos. Oh, interesting. We have Arrogance. You may remove a Vastum from the target room if you do perform all the following. 3 Chaoses. Wow. So remove the Vastum from a target room and then perform a thing. So you have to choose a different room with a Vastum. You could potentially do 6 damage, 3 instability, or activate an effect 3 times. Which some of that could be crazy. Let's say if you were targeting one with the Cadaver, boom, Cadaver, Cadaver, Cadaver. But the other thing is, because there's a dot between each Chaos, you can actually target 3 different rooms. Because every time there's a period, it's a new entire instance. You can Chaos target 1 room, Chaos a different room, Chaos a 3rd room. So you could try and get a Cadaver out of 1 room, try and do a different thing. So yeah, you have some options. That's pretty cool. On the other side of Arrogance, we have place a Vastum 0 space from the target. Remove the target evocation if their attack is 3 or less, or health is 3 or less. Nice, so get rid of the weak ones. Reclamation. Choose 1 card from your memory and put it on your top of your grimoire. Place a Vastum token 0 spaces from yourself. So this doesn't really help with Chaos though. Oh, it does, because I read it says They may shuffle their memories into their grimoire, but then they must choose and reveal the first card of it. So they can shuffle their thing in there. So this says put the top card from your memories on your grimoire. So basically this sets you up for the perfect chaos. If your next spell is chaos, you know exactly what you're getting. Cool. Here it is. Get the crown into a chaos. We have disorder. So there's chaos. You may remove 3 Bastion from the log. If you do, draw 1 forgotten card. Nice. Another way to get that without having to run to the Black Rose room. Or place a Bastion, place yourself in the target room. Which is also nice because basically they're teleporting spells, right? Or stuff like that. So that way you could place it somewhere else. You could be like, I can get away from guys. I can get closer to guys to do damage. I can get to a room I need to activate something. Complete a quest. Who knows? Fumbling in the dark. You may remove 2 Bastion from the log. If you do, complete one of your active quests. Or on the other side, place a Bastion. You may place 1 Bastion in the target, 1 space from you other than the target. Or place a Bastion anywhere. Okay, cool. So you either place 2 of them, or you can place it anywhere, so depending on where you are and where you need them. Ephemeral Bond. Search your grimoire. Search 1 card from your grimoire. Shuffle your grimoire. Put that card on top of it. Place a Bastion token in 0 spot. Neat. So the one lets you spy in your memory. This lets you search your deck for that specific card. And even if you don't use it for the chaos effect, just knowing what cards on top of your deck can be super helpful as well. Or chaos, you lose 1 rose. If you do draw 1 quest, you may lose 1 rose, but you do draw 1 quest from the current moon. We have Dark Path. Place the target in a room with a Bastion inside it, and then chaos twice. Oh, see, that's mean because you move them to a spot with chaos token, and then now you might be able to potentially inflict multiple damage on them. Especially depending on if the room does damage as well, you could, plan it that way. So you have a 75% chance of doing damage. Or you may remove a Bastion from a target. If you do, place 2 stability and then convert 1. And then our final chaos spell is Corruption Veil. Place a Bastion token in 0 spot from the target, and Persistent. Each time a target resolves an effect of a combat spell, do a chaos. Or on the other hand, place a Bastion in 0 spot from the target. Persistent. Each time the target resolves a chaos effect, a contingency spell, chaos. That's interesting. Cool. This is also an interesting class because it has no traps or protection spells and has very little attack. But also to note, all of its cards are one of those 3, which are the 3 you need for this. So if you only stick with just chaos and you only dabble, you dabble very, very specifically into another class, another school, you can get your chaos effects very easily repeated. Alright, so that is what we have for part 1 of Madness. Come back, check out part 2. We'll look at the new room as well as the avatar deck. See you guys there. Bye.